Hello, Wildkard. My name is Wildkard and welcome back to my channel. Finally, we waited almost 2 years. The world champions, the Springboks, is back to play rugby. They just announced the team for the British and Irish Lions tour, and man, what a team they picked. I don't see the British and Irish Lions winning this one, to be really frank with you. And there's only 2 players from the 2019 World Cup finals that did not make the team, and one of them was the Beast, who retired, and another player who was a reserve that didn't make the team. So the rest of the team, the core starting 15 players, are all ready to go. And according to the news as well, Erasmus built this Springbok team to peak at the 2023 World Cup. So the team is still very young, and the fact that they already won the World Cup in 2019 only says that they're going to get better. So the British and Irish Lions, it's going to be a really tough. I don't see them winning this series, to be really frank with you. It's going to be very tough 3 tests for the Lions team. And also, if you are worried about the Springboks being out of shape, they've been playing in the Rainbow Cup. They played Currie Cup last year. And all the teams were heavily contested amongst each other during these games. All the games were pretty close, came down to the wire. Many of the games, there was no blowouts or one-sided results. All these players gave it 100% during the club rugbies. So in terms of fitness, all the players are going to be ready. And we know for a fact, the one thing that South Africa hates more than apartheid is losing rugby at home. So if the British Irish Lions wants to come to South Africa and win, they better be ready to lose an arm. Because the Springboks will make sure you don't walk out of the stadium in one piece. That is South Africa for you. That is the Springboks for you. They are going to absolutely give you everything in these test matches at home. So in terms of intensity, I have no doubt that's going to be the case for the South Africans. And to be honest with you, looking at this selection we're about to talk about, and I find it very difficult to say that the British and Irish Lions have a chance. So let's have a look at the starting players. The props. We have Thomas du Toit from the Sharks, 12 caps, and he's probably going to be a reserve, injury reserve. Steven Kitsoff, he plays for the Stormers, 47 caps, 5 points for the Springboks. He has really grown and developed in recent times as a player. And from the Rainbow Cups, he's probably potentially getting a starting spot for the Springboks. He's looking pretty good. Vincent Kosh, he plays for the Saracens, 21 caps. He was on the bench for the Rugby World Cup final, and potentially, getting a starting position, probably. And the big man himself, Franz Mal Malberg, he is absolute monster in the front row. Okay, this guy single-handedly destroyed the English scrum, and the Lions are gonna work very hard to neutralize his absolute dominance in scrummaging. This guy is an absolute monster. I'm really excited to see him play, actually. So looking forward to this guy breaking some backs in the scrums. Okay, and then we have Ox Nish. He is a 1-cap player, plays for the Sharks. We have Trevor Nayakane. He plays for the Bulls. He has 42 caps. A potential reserve, has a lot of experience as a reserve. And we have Connie Osterhuizen. He is 33 caps, plays for the South Shark in Europe. He has 20 points. So these 2 guys are one of them probably gonna make the bench, and the other guy will be an injury sub. So that's 72 caps depth, like on the bench and potentially not even making the team. That's a lot of experience in the front row, in the props position for the Springboks. So the match up front is a big test, and the fact that Kyle Sinclair didn't get selected for the Lions team, that is I don't know. I don't see the Lions gonna win the scrummaging. I think there could be a struggle for the Lions team there. Let's have a look at the hookers. So the hookers, we have Joseph Dueba, and sorry about my pronunciations. Joseph Dueba. He plays for the Bordeaux Bagels. He's uncapped. He's a new player. Malcolm Marks, he's an absolute giant in the Springboks team. He's currently playing in Japan for Kabuto Spears. 33 caps, 25 points. He was a reserve in the Rugby World Cup final. He could potentially start soon. He's an absolute monster. We have Bongi Bonabi. He was the starting hooker in the World Cup final. He's an absolute monster. He's an absolute monster on the field. He plays for the Stormers. He has 36 caps, 35 points for the Springboks. Skara Tubeni, he's the Stormers. He has 1 cap for the Springboks. He's probably going to be injury reserve. So the hookers, potentially a little bit of an issue. If one of these guys if Malcolm Marks or Bongi gets injured, there could potentially be a bit of issue in terms of depth, because both of these injury reserves have very limited to no experience. So 1 cap in the injury reserves, between 2 injury reserves. So potentially there's an issue if one of the hooker gets injured. So we have to see exactly what happens going into the game. So hopefully nothing happens and everything goes well. God forbid anyone gets injured. But if something does happen, like a concussion or something, then there might be a bit of a issue here. Could be a weakness for the Springboks. Now the second rowers. This is the absolute foundation of the Springbok team. Okay, this is absolute giants in this team. Lou Diaga, I think he was the Victor Matfield's protege, and he is absolutely one of the best locks in the world. Okay, and Ibn Itzebeth, he's probably the best lock in the world. Maybe Sam Whitelock could potentially match him, but this guy, I think he started playing for the Springboks when he was 19 or something, and he was considered like one of the most talented players in the world when he was only like 19. Okay, and now he's matured. He's an absolute giant for the Springbok team. Like, man, these two are just absolute titans in the Springbok teams. And between them, the Lou Diaga has 45 caps, 25 points for the Springboks. Itzebeth has 85 caps, 15 points for the Springboks. And they're both, Alan Wynne-Jones gonna have, and Maro Itoje, got a lot of work to match up to these two guys. Nicholas Jans van Rosenberg, he plays for Montpellier. He's uncapped, so he I don't think he's gonna get a run against the experience that the Springboks have. Franco Monster, he plays for Honda Heat, 39 caps, 5 points for the Springboks. He's a reserve for the World Cup final. RG Cinnamon, he plays for Monster, 23 caps, 5 points for Springboks. He's also played as a reserve for the World Cup finals. So these two guys are most likely going to be reserves, and they are, between them, there is 62 caps between them. So that's a lot of experience on the bench for the Springboks, and a lot of work to do. Marvin Ori, he has 3 caps. He's the injury reserve most likely. He plays for the Stormers, but the Springboks looks extremely good. And Alan Wynne-Jones got a lot of work to get themselves through there. Utility forwards, so these are just forwards can play multiple positions. Jean-Luc Dupries plays for Sales Shark, 13 caps, 10 points. Reinhard Elstad plays for Toulon, 2 caps, 0 points. So these two guys are probably going to come in for injuries. Now the back rowers, the loose forwards of the packs, these are just, again, the 4-pack in the Springboks are some of the best in the world, probably the best in the world. In fact, the fact that they won the World Cup, they are the best in the world, right? We have Dan Dupries. He's going to be a injury reserve. South Sharks in Europe has 4 caps for the Springboks. Peter Seth du Toit, he was the World Rugby Player of the Year in 2019 or maybe 2018 or 19. I think it was 18. Absolute workhorse on the field. He plays blindside flanker. He wears the number 7 jersey because in South Africa, the open side and blind side, they play left and right. They don't play open side, blind side. So despite the fact that he wears the number 7 jersey, he's actually a blind side flanker. An absolute workhorse around the field. He's just everywhere, every breakdown. He just does not give up. Like he just grinds on you all game until you quit. Okay, this guy's absolute monster. And the man himself, Siya Calisi, the captain, the inspirational World Cup winning team captain. I don't know what else to say. He's an absolute monster on the field. He can run the ball really well. That's why he can carry the ball really well. He's really good at the breakdowns. His leadership is, one of the best in the world. And yeah, this guy, Siya Calisi, he wears number 6 jersey, but he's actually plays the open side for the rest. He's actually an open side flanker for the rest of if the matchup for the rest of the world. He's actually open side flanker. Absolute monster on the field. We have Kwaga Smith. Let's go look. See his stats. Siya Calisi plays for the Sharks. He has 50 caps and 30 points. I think he doesn't play for the Sharks anymore. I think he plays for I think he's playing for the Stormers now. Or maybe no way. He was playing for the Stormers and he moved to the Sharks. Yes, that's what happened. Yeah. So he just moved to the Sharks actually. Smith is gonna be. Where was I? Smith is going to be probably the injury reserve. Has 6 caps for the Springboks. And he plays for the Yamaha Jubilo in Japan. Marco van Staden. He plays for the Bulls. He has 3 caps. Another injury reserve. And then we have the big man, Duan Vermeulen. Duan Vermeulen. This guy is an absolute beast, number 8. He will run at you until you break. And he's really good at the breakdown as well. So this guy is another monster of the guy on the field. Just the sheer size of this guy is something to reckon with. He plays for the Bulls. He has 54 caps, 15 points, and that will make the starting trio for the back rowers for the Springboks. And Jasper Weiss, he plays for Leinster Tigers. He's uncapped. Maybe due to injury, he might get a run, but very unlikely that he's gonna. Not likely that he's gonna get a run in the team. Next, Scrumhalf, the greatest man in South Africa, the guy that I call that molesting. He molested the Webb Wellers Cup right there. That's the evidence. He's the first man to ever molest the Rugby World Cup. Faf de Klerk, the blonde mascot on the field. His box kicking has been one of the weapons that the Springboks utilize a lot in the World Cup finals. Some of the kicks are not the greatest, but just the sheer amount of box kicks that the Springboks utilize through him is it's quite instrumental for the team. Herschel Yantes, Faf de Klerk has 30 caps and 20 points. He plays for South Sharks in Europe. Herschel Yantes, he's playing for the Stormers. 10 cap. 10 cap. Wait, is he 10 caps? Yeah, 10 caps and 20 points. And he is very young still. He's like, 2021? And he's very good coming off the bench. He was instrumental in the draw against New Zealand. I think it was in Eden Park in 2019. He came on the field, 9 minutes of the game. He's like a tiny guy. He gets in with catches a high ball and scores a try. Just absolute athletic, athleticism, pure athleticism there as well from him. So very good 2 halfbacks in the world. Probably one of the number 1 and 2 potentially. Please arrest this guy for molesting the Rugby World Cup. The police, I think this is for molesting the Rugby World Cup. Please, someone arrest him. Next, we have Sanel Nomhamba. He plays for the Sharks. He's a debutant, so he could potentially get a run if Faf de Klerk gets arrested. So he might get a run. So please arrest him so Old Mate here can get a run. Cobus Reinach. He plays for Montpellier. He has 14 caps and 30 points for the Springboks. So these are the backup scrum halves if Faf de Klerk gets arrested. And then we have the fly halves. Okay, now the next slide. This is the actual selection. This is not like the Hall of Fame. Okay, this is the actual selection for the fly halves for the Lions series. We have Hendrik Pollard, the starting fly half, who plays for Montpellier, 48 caps, 457 points for the Springboks. He's really, really good at passing. His kicking is sublime. Anywhere within your 50, he'll slot it through. He's really good at running. He's very fast at running the ball. An absolute, probably one of the best 5'8" in the world. We'll argue with Rishi Muonga. And he's got a fair bit of size on him as well. And we have Elton Yanchis. He's also incredibly good. The fact that Yanchis could probably make the starting five half for most international teams. The fact that he's playing a reserve against Hendrik Pollard, it shows how good Hendrik Pollard actually is. Yanchis, again, his kicking is impeccable. And his work rate around the park is really, really quick. An absolute, two perfect fly halves already. And then somehow, this guy, Monet Stein, the legend for South Africa. He's 36 or 38. He gets himself back in shape, back into the team. He's the guy that kicked the winning goal against the winning series goal against the Lions in 2009. He's back 12 years later, made the team again. Monet Stein. I've watched him recently in Currie Cup, the Bulls. He plays for the Bulls. His kicking is still spot on. His playing was really well. And he looks pretty much back like the way he was 5, 6, 7 years ago. This guy. And he was... the Bulls won the Currie Cup. So really can't argue with that. And he was the fly half. Monet Stein, also Bulls are currently playing the Ramble Cup as well. I think they might be top, I can't remember what the scores are. But he also played in that and he played really, really well as well. So he's back in form. Monet Stein. A lot of the old school South African fans will be super, super happy to see this. And I cannot believe this is an actual picture of the fly half, the 5'8" for the Springboks. This looks like the Hall of Fame picture or something. That is insane. Insane selections for the Springboks fly half. Monet Stein, 66 caps, 736 points already in the bag for the Springboks. An absolute legend already in the team. And then we have centers. Okay, this is only going to get better for the Springboks. This is the Springbok centers, okay? Lucanio he played in the World Cup final in the inside center. Damon Delendi, I think he's outside, maybe the other way around. Damon Delendi is the monster in the Springboks backline. He's one of the biggest players on the field, and he's fast. He can step, and he loves to just brutalize you. I remember he played against Japan. He was just brutalizing to watch him, just dominating people around the field with his sheer size and speed. This guy is an absolute monster. Let's have a look at their stats. His name is, let's see. Has currently played for the Sharks, 15 caps and 15 points. Damon Delendi, 47 caps and 30 points. Jesse Creel used to be a starting position. He didn't make a start for the Rugby World Cup. But Jesse Creel normally starts over but has really been picking. So Jesse Creel is also another option. Has a lot of experience, a lot of skill for him as well. He plays for Cannon Eagles. He has 46 caps and 60 points for the Springboks. So Jesse Creel, that is a very highly contested position in the center. And then we have the next slide, Van der Sel Simale. He is plays for the Cats. He's a debutant, so only like an injury will potentially get him on. It's very hard. He's probably not gonna get a run. And we have the legend himself. This guy is my hero. This guy is literally my hero. He is the youngest player to ever win the Rugby World Cup. By the way, his name is not Franz Stein. His name is Francois Stein. Francois Stein. He was 19 years of age when he won the Rugby World Cup in 2007 with the Springboks. He came on the field as substitution and he kicked a 50-meter long range goal against England. Okay? And get this, he comes back for making the Springboks team again in 2019. Again, he wins the World Cup for the second time. Against the England again. Can you believe this? This guy has beaten England twice to win the Rugby World Cup. Like, unbelievable. This guy has to be one of the craziest rugby careers in the world. And both times he came off the bench. 2 World Cup wins off the bench against England. How long was that? 2007, 2019. 12 years apart. He wins the Rugby World Cup twice, 12 years apart. Like, that's some kind of record, right? Youngest World Cup winner, winning the World Cup twice against England, 12 years apart. Francois Stein. Oh, I didn't even mention his specialty. This guy, he's famous for being able to drop kick 60 meters. Famous. There's just like videos of him getting the ball randomly in the middle of the field, 60 meters out, and he just slots over a drop goal. This guy is an absolute monster of a kick. Okay, so watch out, especially in altitude when the wind is thin. He's potentially gonna knock one over. Absolute monster, this guy, Francois Stein. He's 67 caps at 141 points and 2 Rugby World Cups. I mean, this guy. South Africa only has 3 Rugby World Cup wins, and he's got 2. I think he might be the only one with 2 Rugby World Cup wins in South Africa. And, man, I don't know. This guy's an absolute legend in my books. The next one, the outside backs. We have Alfile Fassi. He plays for the Sharks. He's uncapped. He's a debutant. Potentially makes game. And then we have this guy. This guy, again, this South African team. I don't see the Lions beating them. This guy, Cheslin Kobe. He's the most athletic, agile player in the world I've ever seen in rugby, okay? He's managed to, like, step his way through 5 different tacklers against the All Blacks. He's managed to do that, step through 3-4 different tacklers to score a try in the in the Rugby World Cup final against England. This guy, he's the only player in the world, in my opinion, that can score a try from literally any position, any situation, anywhere. You can literally, there's literally none. He can literally have 2-3 people on him. He can just step his way through. He can beat anyone, any number of people, anywhere on the field. Like, he's an absolute freak. The amount of agility he has on the field, the speed and agility, it's unprecedented. There's like human, like, I don't know if there's another human being that has the agility that this guy has. There's so many times the Springboks played where there's just nothing on, and he gets the ball in like the worst position possible. You're like, surely he's gonna get tackled. There's like 4 people coming up to like cover him. He steps his way through and scores a try. Like, absolute, unbelievable agility. This guy is, he's gonna score probably 1 or 2 tries at least against the Lions. He's just, an absolute freak of a player. He plays for Toulon. He has 14 caps and he's 40 points. By the way, he also plays for fly half as well. So if one of the, if you know, the fly half is already stacked enough, he's potentially play for fly half as well. He's the absolute freak of athlete right there. And then we have Willie Leroux, he's solid backbone of the Springbok backline. He plays fullback, and his kicking is really, really good. Has a big boot. He's really good at running. He works a lot around the field. He plays a lot of he's really good around the field, connecting a support player. The one issue I have with Willie Leroux is that sometimes he drops the ball. He's drops the ball sometimes, but overall, he's a really, really big workhorse for the Springboks in the back line. And his stats kind of says it. 61 caps, 60 points. Yeah, he's very, very solid player for the Springboks. He's the backbone of the Springboks backline. And then we have the next one. We have Mapimpi, Makazole Mapimpi. He is, again, an athletic freak. 14 cap. He has 14 caps for the Springboks. Okay? And he has 70 points. 14 caps, 70 points. This guy. What? Am I reading this right? Yes. 14 caps, 70 points for the Springboks. Absolute freak. Freak of an athlete. Incredible athleticism this guy has. He plays, I think, open side winger, so 11. And absolute monster of absolute weapon for the Springboks. And we have Subu Kosi. He plays for where am I? Oh, there's a mistake here, I think. Oh, no, he's here. Kosi, he plays for the Sharks. He has 11 caps, and he has 40 points. Again, he's also really, really, really good on the wings. But he's probably going to be a substitution for maybe one of these guys. Going to be difficult to see him getting a spot over Cheslin and Kobe. So he's probably going to be contesting the Cheslin and Kobe spot. Maybe Mapimpi spot. But yeah, again, this guy is also quite a weapon for the Springboks. And then we have your Penzi. He plays for the Sharks. He's uncapped. He might get a debut. Probably not. Roscoe Speckman. He plays for Toit Cheapest. Another uncapped player. Another debutant potentially. And we have Damien Willemse. He plays for the Stormers. 6 caps and 5 points. And these are kind of like the injury reserves for the outside backs for the Springboks. And that is it for the team. I mean, this Springboks team is so stacked. And some of the selection decisions from Warren Gatland for the Lions, I genuinely don't see how the Lions could potentially beat the Springboks. And we'll have to wait and see. This will be a very interesting. Yeah, I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see the world champions play again. Okay, just get it going. Like, I just can't wait. Like, this 2 months away. Let's, come on. Very excited. Tell me what you think about the selections, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.